everybody, welcome back for another day at Token2049 here. A lot of excitement, a lot of things going on, and we're meeting new people here. I've got Sean from Odsy, co-founder. Sean, how you doing?
Very good. Thank you for inviting me.
Tell me a little bit about Odsy. What's going on there?
So Odsy is a new blockchain project. What we're really trying to solve is this notion that we live in a multi-chain world, and multi-chain assets are very hard to manage these days. Every ecosystem kind of have their own siloed approach of managing wallets, managing different access control and things like that. So what we're looking for is really to create a new paradigm. Our new paradigm is that wallets should not be just an interface. That's how it is kind of mostly viewed today, right? We think wallets should be building blocks for new dApps, new applications sitting on top. So what we're doing is creating this new concept called a D-wallet. D-app, D-wallet, decentralized wallet. Now, what does a D-wallet do? This D-wallet lives on chain, so it lives on a permissionless chain. This D-wallet can allow you to sign transaction on any chain, This wallet allows you to set policies, things like access control, spending limits, yeah? And then, of course, this wallet, because it lives on chain, it acts almost like an asset by itself. So it is transferable. So why is that interesting? That's interesting because now, for the first time ever, you could have a wrapper, so to speak, around assets that are located on different native chains that can be transacted all at once.
That's interesting. I like that. Talk to me a little bit more about that. Why is this different compared to anybody else out there who could be doing the same thing? What makes you stand out amongst the rest?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, there's no one doing what we're doing. Now, let me preface by saying most people, again, when they think about wallets, they're thinking about what's that user interface? Is it MetaMask? Is it whatever? Or an exchange wallet, right? It's an interface that allows me to access different things. What we're building now is a primitive. It lives on chain. What that means though is you can then choose any interface that you want, but you set your policies one. You guys are a security company. You care a lot about access control. Why should access control be locked in various different platforms? Why should you have different policies that are defined in different places? Why should you have multi-sig in different platforms where your assets are sitting? It's your asset.
That's too much.
Right?
That's a lot.
So have a consistent wallet, even though it's not an interface. You could choose whichever interface you want to use, but you set it once, it is decentralized, it is trustless, so that you now have full control. Now, I'm saying this not from a perspective of purely a retail user. I'm talking about this from retail to DAOs, gaming guilds, to institutions. When they're doing wealth management, they're doing estate planning. They need to plan things with different access control, but in a consistent wallet. Not everyone is only holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Increasingly more so, people are looking at, these are all assets across different ecosystems that are very vibrant. I used to run one of them previously. I used to be the CEO of Algorand. So if you think about it from that perspective, the need to gain access in a universal way with access control and policies and the security around it becomes paramount. But most solutions out there today look at the very top. Authentication, even if they do MPC, it's MPC in a very limited fashion. What we're doing is bringing MPC into the D-wallet, into the platform layer, so that now you have consistency. And then if you're building applications on Solana or on Ethereum or Algorand, you can use the wallet, not the native one, but you can use one that is multi-chain from day one, but you can still build on whichever layer one that you want to do.
So I like that. I like the fact that you've looked at, obviously security that's near and dear to my heart, but you're looking at experience, usability, and flexibility, right? All those three are so important for the consumer. So let's talk about security then.
Yes.
Let's get a bit more into that. Why do you think security is so important in this day and age in Web3?
Think about blockchain. I mean, blockchain is all about cryptography, right? So security is built in. Like, you cannot have conversations about blockchain without touching on security in a sense, right? So the first thing that I want to say is that the way we're building this, because this wallet now becomes so important and so paramount to access to everything that you own, or as an individual or as a user. So obviously security is very, very important. So what we're looking at here is that we think you need to really maximize the notion of using decentralization's consensus mechanism to help you protect, right? So what we're actually innovating on beyond just the D-wallet itself is that we're actually advancing how MPCs are done today. We have multiple layers of MPC. If you think about it, most MPC implementation today are fairly, single digit servers, you know where they are, You put the shares together, then you can sign transaction. It's great. It's much better than multi-sig, right? But in reality is, you want that to be run in the network so that no one entity is controlling all the servers. Think about that, right? So what we're really defining here is how do you bring MPC onto the consensus layer, right? How do you allow hundreds, if not thousands of validators potentially to be sharing in this information and coming up with that approval process?
Yeah, you do not want to be in a centralization rich situation, right?
Correct.
You're trying to minimize that by dispersion of the problem itself.
Yeah.
So
I want to say something though. I'm not saying centralization is bad.
And it's
right?
not, by
This
the way.
is probably going to be like a bit woo, right? You're building a decentralized network. Why are you saying centralization is bad? I'm not saying that. You need centralization in different use cases, regulated industries, right? And user experience, customer support. You need someone to call.
Yeah, there needs to be some levels of centralization somewhere in the picture.
But we believe the network, the technology should be as decentralized as possible.
Correct. I agree with that, for sure. Switching gears, last thing to talk about, the event itself.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on, lots of excitement. What are you here for? What are you looking to achieve at the event?
So really two things. First of all, after 3 years of lockdown, right? Everyone's dying to get to some events like this. And
touch
this is
out there,
vibrant,
with people,
right? I am meeting so many people now for the first time in person, right? After 3-4 years of like literally doing Zoom. So very happy about that. I mean, we're doing this live. This is so good. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is obviously Odsy is a new project. We are actively building. We're actively seeking partners. We're also actively seeking technology, partners that we can work with to co-build things together, like what you guys are doing. So our goal is to meet as many partners, investors, right? Just friends within the industry, so that as we are ready to go, we can really do our job and do our thing to actually make this a reality.
Excellent. That is my sentiments here. I'm glad to be out there talking to people as well. Sean, Odsy, great to meet you.
Thank you so much.